Canelo or Crawford?
It's tricky. I want Crawford to win, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. You know, I would like for that to happen, but this guy's a hard puncher. He's a smart fighter. He can move. I'm just curious. I just want to see it. I want to be there to see it.
He feels like this is a ridiculous fight. He states that Terence Crawford moving up 2 weight classes.
Into the fight, I wasn't really I just didn't like the fact that Terence Crawford had to go up 2 weight classes. I just didn't really like that. I mean,
boxing icon Mike Tyson didn't mince word when asked about Terence Crawford potentially moving up to challenge Canelo Alvarez. In Tyson's view, Crawford has nothing left to prove. He has already cemented his status as a legend. Tyson warned that stepping into the ring with a naturally larger opponent like Canelo is a high-risk move that could backfire. Weight classes exist for a reason, Tyson emphasized, pointing out that such a jump in weight could damage Crawford's legacy rather than enhance it. While he respects Crawford's skill and accomplishments, Tyson believes the smarter path lies in preserving the greatness he's already built, not gambling it against the odds.
I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. It's just that he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
You posted the other day, there's a picture of you in a Rolls Royce, and you said, the quote is, "I can't remember how many of these I gave away."
Canelo or Crawford?
It's tricky. I want Crawford to win, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. You know, I would like for that to happen, but this guy's a hard puncher. He's a smart fighter. He can move. I'm just curious. I just want to see it. I want to be there to see it. Because listen, there's been upsets like that before. You know, Henry Armstrong, 124 pounds, he beat the 146-pound champ. So, you know, you never know. Anything can happen when 2 men are in a ring or in a basketball court. Anything.
Mike Tyson has slammed the idea of Terence Crawford facing Canelo Alvarez, calling the proposed fight ridiculous due to the clear mismatch in size. Tyson stressed that weight classes exist for a reason, to protect fighters from exactly this kind of uneven playing field, though he pointed out that the physical gap between Crawford and the naturally bigger Alvarez is too significant to ignore, making the matchup both risky and unfair. In Tyson's eyes, the fight could overshadow Crawford's impressive accomplishments rather than elevate them, despite his deep respect for Crawford's talent. Tyson made it clear he doesn't support the bout, warning that moving up in weight could do more harm than good to Crawford's legacy.
About Terence Crawford calling out Canelo.
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know. And he had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terence, because this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that guy. He should have fought a guy that was just come straight at him. The guy was too awkward.
He's herky-jerky. Yeah.
Dora, one of them.
Yeah.
See, there's it's a missing
A knockout. And Mike Tyson, he feels like this is a ridiculous fight. He states that Terence Crawford moving up 2 weight classes is a ridiculous fight, and that he's just simply too small, and he's going to lose, and lose bad. He feels like he didn't want to say it, but he hinted around he's going to get knocked out, right? He thinks that, you know, Terence Crawford has skills, he's talented, but he just feels like there's weight class for a reason. Like many people in the sport of boxing, they feel like it's weight classes for a reason. And so, you know, he's not the first person to feel this way. But my thoughts is this. Should Terence Crawford be victorious, as I expect him to, the hype train for Terence Crawford's legacy only gets bigger, because there's so many people that are doubting Terence Crawford's ability to beat Canelo Alvarez because of the size, right? They feel like this is David and Goliath. And that story, that mythical story, is so big and so legendary is because of the size difference. You had the small little guy, you know, slaying the giant, right? It's just not supposed to happen. And so this just bolsters the myth of Terrence Crawford.
Respected boxing analyst Dawood Bey has shared his thoughts on the stark differences in how Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez prepare for their biggest fights, offering a nuanced perspective on the potential clash between the two champions. Bey drew a sharp comparison between their sparring camps, emphasizing the strategic depth behind Canelo's preparation. Known for surrounding himself with top-tier sparring partners, Canelo's team ensures each session mirrors the style of his upcoming opponent. These carefully structured camps are designed to test weaknesses, simulate fight night scenarios, and build a complete game plan. In contrast, Bey acknowledged Crawford's brilliance lies in his adaptability and technical precision. However, he raised an important question. Does Crawford's current sparring environment truly reflect the demands of stepping up 2 weight divisions to face a seasoned, naturally larger fighter like Canelo? According to Bey, this isn't just a matchup of skills, it's a collision of physical realities. He expressed concern that Crawford's legacy, already rich with accomplishments, could be jeopardized by chasing a fight that tilts the scales in ways technique alone might not overcome. Bey was firm in his stance. He doesn't support Crawford making the jump. He pointed out that Crawford is already an undefeated multi-division world champion who has earned the admiration of fans and the respect of the sport. In Bey's view, the desire to face Canelo isn't about proving greatness. It's an unnecessary gamble that could expose Crawford to risks well beyond his natural range. Ultimately, Bey's comments underscore the crucial role of intelligent preparation and realistic matchmaking. For him, this proposed bout isn't just a challenge. It's a step too far.
Well, Canelo got a world champion right now in his camp with him with Boots. Well, Boots vacated.
Shakur, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much Shakur adds to this. He's a southpaw, and he's a smaller guy. I think that's just sharp brain. That's like if Boots was boxing Salim. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm boxing him. My young boy nice, but he don't pertain to the fight necessarily. But everybody don't train like that anyway. Everybody don't look for to have all of these sparring partners be like identical or in the same realm of the person they fighting. Some people, they spar like for sharp minds, so they'll just try to have the best people they can have. So you never know what Bomac and them strategy is right there.
As far as stylistically, who do you feel like has the advantage heading into that? Well, I'm just looking at the sparring partners.
From the sparring partners?
Yeah.
I think Boots not the same as Terrence Crawford, right? But I think he has athleticism and he's a switcher. And he'll kind of go off for the playbook to do his thing. I think mind state-wise, I think Boots is a big help. The guys that Crawford got in there, because
Mr. Martinez cracking.
No, he punching. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like, bro, I don't know who got the best of that.
You ever seen Darrell Valsaint?
I have. You know, I'm a Haitian boy, so you know what I'm saying? But it's just hard. It's hard to, man, I just think the sparring for this fight is elite on both sides. I think that they both taking each other seriously. You could tell that by the sparring partners that they brought in. And I'm just kind of anxious to see the fight. Like going into the fight, I just didn't like the fact that Terrence Crawford had to go up 2 weight classes. I just didn't really like that. I mean, being honest, as a black boxing fan, when I take my coaching hat off, like, no, I don't want to see our best fighter have to go up 2 weight classes. I don't like that. But you think about it and you like, well, look, first of all, I don't want to deny that man. I wouldn't want to say nothing or even have it in my heart to deny that man that kind of financial like blessing that he gonna get from fighting Canelo. Not only that,
British boxing journalist Gareth A. Davies has weighed in on the much-debated potential matchup between Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, framing it not just as a fight, but as a monumental crossroads in the sport's history. According to Davies, Crawford stepping into the ring against a naturally bigger and globally established star like Canelo represents more than just a physical challenge. It's a bold pursuit of legacy. For Davies, every great fighter faces a moment where their skill, heart, and ambition are tested against near-impossible odds, and this could be Crawford's defining moment. He argues that by daring to face Canelo, Crawford has a chance to silence any lingering doubts about the breadth of his resume. The fight, Davies insists, transcends the conventional boundaries of weight classes and physical disadvantage. It's about how greatness is forged and how legends are remembered. Davies doesn't downplay the risk. He's fully aware that a loss could stain Crawford's otherwise flawless record. But in his view, it's precisely these high-stakes challenges that elevate champions into icons, fighters whose legacies are shaped not just by their victories, but by their willingness to chase the toughest test the sport has to offer.
The levels that he's gone through, the weights that he's gone through, and the opponents that he has been in with. He's come up short against a couple, but he's come through some big challenges as well through his, 65, 66 professional bouts since he was 15 years of age. There's no doubt that this is the biggest test of Terence Crawford's career, not only because of the weight step up, but also because of the level of the opponent. But anybody that's watched Terence Crawford's career knows full well how much talent this young man has. I mean, he is absolutely sensational, both as an orthodox and as a southpaw fighter. You can't really tell which is his favoured side. He's that good. The angles that he creates and the way that he not only dissects people, but the way that he puts his foot down when he gets somebody hurt is
he's spiteful.
He's truly, truly impressive.
But what he also does, and this is where I think people are making the mistake with the fight with Israel Madrimov last summer in Los Angeles, was that Terence doesn't mind doing enough to win. He doesn't, if he knows he's got to win on points, he's happy to tuck everything neatly in the office and win round by round. It reminds me of Floyd Mayweather. It reminds me of Pernell Whitaker. It reminds me of guys that win with ease without overstretching themselves, that don't have to get in a battle. But when he's got someone hurt, as you rightly say, he's spiteful. I'm not sure he'll get Canelo hurt in this fight. But if his timing and his movement are on, the slightly slowed Canelo, who likes to load up these days, could find himself frustrated by Terence Crawford.
Yeah, and there's also the aspect of when he is behind. I mean, we've all seen that famous clip where he's fighting Sean Porter. Somebody sells him ringside. They've got him down on the cards. He goes through the gears and stops Sean Porter in the very next round. There's also that element to him. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. But he's also fighting someone that's equally as brilliant. A very different type of style, Canelo.
And a fan favorite.
A boxing analyst recently unpacked Canelo Alvarez's perspective on a commonly misunderstood aspect of the sport, the idea of running in the ring. Canelo pushed back against the criticism often directed at mobile fighters, insisting that movement should not be viewed negatively. Instead, he framed it as a fundamental part of high-level boxing. Canelo emphasized that true mastery in the ring involves more than just throwing punches. It requires strategic footwork, intelligent positioning, and constant adjustment. He explained that elite fighters don't simply stand toe-to-toe or retreat aimlessly. They create openings through calculated movement, angles, and timing. The analyst noted Canelo's reference to former opponent Erislandy Lara, whose style exemplified this approach. While often criticized for his lateral movement, Lara demonstrated exceptional ring IQ, using sharp counters and evasive footwork to neutralize threats. Canelo acknowledged the tactical brilliance behind such performances, arguing that this form of boxing is too often dismissed or misunderstood by casual observers. Ultimately, the analyst highlighted that Canelo's remarks shed light on a broader truth. Success in the ring isn't defined solely by pressure and power, but by adaptability, execution, and intelligent strategy. In Canelo's view, the smartest fighter, not just the most aggressive one, usually wins.
In case you didn't really understand what he was saying, Canelo is saying there's a difference between boxing, like being a boxer, and moving, and then you throw some punches. Ush, 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 ush. Like, you getting some punches in there. Then you, like, take a lap. Ush. Then you get some more punches. Right? And I agree with that. I agree. Like, my thing is this. If you know my channel, I've been doing this from way back. We go back like cornrows. I have never really been big on this whole like running language. Like I don't, because you got to understand, old media, they were the ones that came out with this whole running charade. And I don't like it because it was initially used to like maim and marginalize oftentimes black fighters and Cuban fighters. When non-black, non-Cuban fighters would face certain black fighters or Cuban fighters primarily, they would get hit with this like, oh, he ran moniker. And the reason you know it was racially motivated is because if you actually know boxing and you watch the fight, that's not even what was happening in the fights where they would claim that oftentimes a black fighter or Cuban fighter ran. Like Erislandy Lara versus Canelo. I thought Lara won the fight with Canelo. And Lara was doing some very good work. Canelo started doing some good body shots.